Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
What a great, great day for Terrebonne Parish, for the children of Terrebonne Parish, the parents of Terrebonne Parish. You know, this 140-acre facility, 7 years ago, they didn't have the baseball fields, they didn't have the lakes, they didn't have soccer fields, they didn't have the road all the way to the back. And we went on a mission to develop this 140 acres. In fact, we're in a process of trying to buy another 25 acres along Valhigh from the Danos family. We're actually working on it right now to extend it. And of course, we eventually want to put tennis courts, another 5 fields, baseball fields up to the front, all-purpose fields, and a swim meet building that a lot of cities have that we don't have, where the, you know, where the our children can go compete in swim meets. So besides the multi-purpose gym, you know, we've come a long way. This would not have happened. Now, this would not have happened if it wasn't for Tanner McGee. A round of applause for Tanner McGee, Mike Feasey, Daryl Amity, Brett Aland, and Jerome Zarang, who is over appropriations. We have finance on the Senate side, and Barrow is on appropriations. Without the monies they gave us and then Terrebonne Parish put up, we would not have gotten this $2.9 million facility, which consists of 2 full soccer fields with irrigation and drainage, sports lighting for the 2 fields. As you can see, very good lighting, excellent job by South Engineering. So we're upgrading from our lights over here to the right on the little generators over here, so we're going a lot better lights. It will include a new parking lot adjacent to the soccer fields, 250 spots. And the contractor is Louisiana Contracting out of Thibodeau. Total project, $2.9 million. Construction is $2.4. And they've already started it. We're moving along. This has really come a long way. You know, we're expanding. We're moving it along. And without working with the HTSA, they've worked great with us. And you know, we dedicated with Terrebonne Parish. When we're gonna build recreation bathrooms, we're gonna put air conditioning in them. We're gonna put the areas to change babies. We're gonna build buildings like this that are representative to the taxpayers, that the taxpayer pay, and not build cinder block walls that were done in the past. I will not support a cinder block wall building. You know, we should have nice buildings, state-of-the-art buildings. You know, we just finished the bathroom at the Adaptive Park in Summerfield. We paid half, and Rec 2-3 paid half. And it's, you know, it's air conditioned, and it's very, very nice on the inside, and representative of today's society. And I also want to thank Rec 2-3 when we built the baseball fields. They were here when they built the baseball fields, and they built the beach over here. And then we dug the pond, built the roads, the soccer fields. They built some of the soccer fields. So my hats off to Recreation 2-3. But the parish took it over some time back, and we went ahead and completed it and dedicated the money.
Thank you. I'm really excited for this opportunity to speak to you, but I'm really excited about the project. And to give you all a brief overview of what happened, this project pre-existed me being in office, but my kids play soccer, my kids play other sports too, and me and my wife travel around, and we've gotten to see what's available in other parishes, right? And especially in Broussard, in Youngsville, and seeing how those communities are growing, and they're growing around first-class recreation. And to be frank, we didn't have anything in Terrebonne Parish that matched that. And I think one of the things I love this place, my kids grow up here, it's my home. But one of the things we can get sucked into is being too parochial here. You know, too much about our little spot in the world. And we need to start focusing in on what we can do parish-wide that we all can participate in, and there's nothing better than recreation. And I want to thank a couple people who helped us along the way, because I certainly didn't do it all, but having the background of seeing what else was out there and talking to Gordy and wanting to finish it, and talking to Nick Abear and Jason Bazeron at the chamber, talking to Darren Guidry with the council, all the councilors, Jessica Domingue. I mean, it was I'm not trying, John Amade, I'm not trying to leave anybody out. If I did, I just forgot your name. Everybody was pulling the same direction on this project. Terrebonne General, always a huge partner in recreation in this parish. Senator Mike Facey, as soon as he came into office, big support of this project. And of course, if I don't say it, I'm gonna get 5 phone calls when I leave. Former Senator Chabert was also a huge supporter of this project. And even, I'm not going to exclude anybody. Michael Paularusa used to be on HTSA. Back when this project got started, he was deeply involved in pushing this forward. So literally everybody that I can think of knew this was a big, important project. It wasn't always easy. I remember when we first came in, the governor gave a speech, I think at the chamber, and Jason and Nick can back it up, saying he wasn't going to fund this project, is basically what he told everybody. And that was 7 years ago. Beryl Amade, definitely a huge participant in all this. And it took us 7 years to start turning that faucet on with a drizzle, Gordy, and then now we have it flowing at the state level. And I think we pumped about $4 million from the state into this project. And to me, this is, if we can't have first-class recreation for our children, then I don't know what else the answer is. And it's something that everybody in the parish can use. But more importantly, when people are traveling around the state, it puts us now on the map, like Broussard and Youngsville, as an up-and-coming community for the people of Terrebonne Parish when they want to play sports. And hopefully, very soon, we'll have pickleball and tennis and swimming and everything else that they have, our kids will be able to do right here, because I will refuse to believe that our kids don't deserve what other communities have.
No, I think I'm a typical parent who wants the best and the most for their kids. And so I literally woke up every morning, sometimes emailing Gordy or Debbie, Stevie Smith, and asking what the status of this project was. Oh, and also my state representative. I would email him as well when he was in Baton Rouge, because I would watch those appropriations meetings, and it just drove me crazy.
Why? What is this going to do for the community? What does it do for soccer? Well, this is the first time in history that soccer players here have had lights. That cuts into training time. So we've had a disadvantage, and yet we've still represented it very well. If you didn't know, last year, the 2004 Blackhawks was the first men's team in Louisiana history to go to the national tournament. We finished top 4 in the country. So that's a big deal. There are, how many players do we have right now? About 1,200? So there's 1,200 active players just in Houma. So this has a massive impact. You're talking about the parents. That's, double that number. So there's a lot of people that are involved. Our tournaments bring a lot of people to this community. So this does a lot. So I really appreciate all the effort. I know Tanner and Kristen, Gordy, all you guys have done a lot. So, I'm very thankful for the progress that's been done. And the future of HTSA, we are going to make changes. We are going to progress this organization. Just like Tanner's talking about the future of a community, our organization is moving towards the future, and we're going to push it and make changes that are going to benefit our kids for decades to come.
This is a great occasion, and I know Parish President Dove was very kind when he talked about 7 years ago. But I want to explain exactly what I faced as a councilman, and Parish President Dove faced as a parish president 7 years ago when we were sworn into office. What we faced was 10 half-built baseball fields, 4 half-built soccer fields, no money to finish them, and a recreation district that was really overwhelmed. So we had to rebuild the system. Fortunately, working together with the previous parish council and with Parish President Dove, we restructured Recreation District 2-3. We created an agreement that the parish took over the sports park from them. At the same time, Rec 2-3 the rebuilt Rec 2-3 worked together with us to finish the pieces that they were doing as far as the family day use area and those things. We were able to get that done. Then we were able to work very, very closely with our legislators, Tanner, Senator Fessy, Senator Alam, Representative Amadi, and Representative Zarang to make sure that we were top of the list when state funds came available. We used some parish funds to begin the process to keep it going. We fortunately were able to get some state capital outlay. We finished one of the fields. We finished the concession stand in what I consider an expedited manner when it comes to government. We then, of course, the trickle started. We then went on the boys' fields at the same time as working on the soccer fields. Now we have the next step to bring the lights, and we're doing the road, and we have the sand volleyball. The next thing we're going to work on is bringing tennis courts to the sports park. We're making it happen, but why are we making it happen? Well, because this government, and I'm talking about state and local government, as well as the Rec District 2-3, all work together finally to get this done, and it took that happening. When did it begin? It began 7 years ago. We were really at a stalemate 7 years ago. And this is what we have 7 years later, and just imagine what we're going to have 7 or 8 years from now. We have something to be proud of. Does Houma have something to be proud of? Yes. And I consider this part of that.
Now, as I did my history and looked back on the beginnings of this park, I believe there was this guy who was a state representative that really kind of kicked the idea off. So, Mr. Dove, thank you for your vision. You know, one of the things you hear about now a lot is quality of life. And that's where this council has dedicated itself to work towards building projects that are going to enhance the quality of life. With people like Nick in the chamber really kind of edging us on and pushing us on, Jason somewhere around here as well. You know, without the work of the whole community, we can't get these things done. And I just want to thank everybody for their participation and patience. But let me tell you one more thing. A lot of people compare us to Youngsville, which is a beautiful park. Ours is debt-free.
So with that, let's go. We're going to proceed over to the soccer field with these big, beautiful lights that's already up, that was just put up, and we're going to go ahead and have a groundbreaking, please. You know, to see the sports park even grow more, spending millions of dollars out here, these are 2 regulation-sized fields for soccer with lights that they could play at night, with 250 more parking spaces, with an entire road coming to it, and of course 3 volleyball sand fields over to the left. And we're standing underneath the concession and bathroom stand that's built at a +8. The fields are going to be built at a +4.3 and the road at 5.4. And you know, this is just another addition to the docks, to the baseball fields, to the beach that was built, the water park. We have an entire water park for the people of Terrebonne Parish. And you know, we've been moving more and more in the quality of life. We're just finishing up a large landing over there at the other side of Boudreaux Canal, right in Chauvin. That's a public landing that's got tables and chairs and docks and railings. And everything we're building is ADA compliant, which is the American Disabilities Act. And so we're compliant to where anyone can come out to these fields. Anyone can go to the docks if they want to fish. They have rainbow trout, they have bass, they have perch, they have catfish. And you know, we're in the process of trying to buy another 25 acres. And you know, we're looking at putting some more tennis courts here, a swim meet building, an all-purpose gym, and then 5 more baseball fields, all-purpose, along with putt-putt golf and some other things. So we're moving. We have a great delegation. Tanner McGee really was instrumental, and Jerome Zarang, and Brett Elaine, and Mike Vesey, and Beryl Amity, our delegation, brought us money back for this. We also, the parish put up about 1.4 million of it, and you know, we always, when we ask the state for money, we put up money. So this, you know, we've got millions of dollars in this facility, and it is debt-free. The people of Terrebonne Parish don't owe any money on it. It's debt-free from when I took office 7 years ago. This was just an open lot, and we really moved forward with something that a lot of people said wouldn't happen. But thanks to a lot of good people in the concerted effort and the council with me, this council and the council before, we have achieved a beautiful park, and we're doing nothing but moving forward with it.